don't leave us, because for Keir Starmer this is just the beginning of his trials. The shocking revelation of Isabel Oakeshott has hit the political world and plunged the Labour Party into real chaos. Conflicts within the party are flaring up, and public indignation is growing every day like a snowball. If you thought this was the end, then you are deeply mistaken. Perhaps this is just the start of Starmer's precipitous fall, and even more dramatic events await us ahead.
It's just a rich guy, and I actually make no criticism of him. It seems he's played his hand quite well, spraying money and favours around the very top of this government. And people hate that stuff. And they also recall that the last bunch that were the recipients of this kind of largesse were the Tories, and they were the ones partying in Downing Street and so on. And guess who was on their high horse criticising it all? It was this lot. And that's what people hate. They hate the hypocrisy. They hate the perception of these entitled politicians having a great time. And I tell you what else they hate. They hate the lies.
Since the sensational revelation of Isabel Oakeshott, real chaos has broken out in the Labour Party and, according to insiders, tension has reached unprecedented heights. What once seemed like a powerful unity under Starmer's leadership is now bursting at the seams. MPs who used to remain loyal are now openly sharing their disappointment in private conversations, while others are seething with rage, believing that Starmer's secrecy threatens their political future. The atmosphere is heating up, and it is unclear what awaits them ahead.
He has lived a complete lie. I mean, I said earlier today in the show, I don't know what he gets up to with Lord Ali. I don't know what he does for hours and hours on end at this flat that they seem to be happy to share. But in the past 24 hours alone, here's what we know. Wes Streeting has admitted that he hosted a fundraising event at Lord Ali's penthouse where the guests included Sir Ian McKellen. He declared the value of the event as £4,600. I would question that because they keep, kind of undervaluing how worthwhile this all is.
Rumours of discontent grow with menacing force, and senior officials begin to openly doubt that Starmer is capable of leading the country. This is no longer just a minor nuisance. It is a real storm that shakes the foundations of the Labour Party to its very core. The atmosphere of tension is growing, and everyone understands that not only the future of the party is at stake, but also the fate of the whole country.
So I think there is something bigger going on here, and it's annoying because I don't know what it is. And I know that the lobby of political journalists at Westminster feel the same. All of us instinctively feel that there is some big fact here that we're not being made.
I mean, I'm going to ask the question because nobody else will. Is it some kind of sex thing, do you think?
So there have long been rumours about Keir Starmer's private life, and they certainly aren't to do with any kind of doubts over his sexuality, if I can put it delicately. Okay. They are to do with his past and what the shape of his family.
Oakeshott's revelations raise troubling questions about the secrecy and questionable actions of Starmer's leadership. She revealed shocking information that portrays Starmer as a man willing to withhold crucial facts not only from the public, but also from his own party. If these details became known in full, it could not only change the attitude of the British towards him, but also completely turn the political future of the Labour Party around. Excitement and discontent are growing, and the consequences can be disastrous. Why should we put up with the media covering a Conservative Prime Minister by completely different standards than Labour? This is simply absurd. While scandalous rumours have been whispered in Westminster for many years, complete silence reigns. When we look at Starmer's photos, it is no longer surprising. We are used to this double standard. In the Westminster press, these people are his friends, and they always cover for each other as if in some dirty conspiracy. But the serious question arises, is this really all we have? Many analysts suspect that this is just the beginning. Some argue that Oakeshott is hiding something, perhaps biding his time to bring down even more shocking information on us. If this is true, then we are just starting to open Pandora's box. Imagine the disastrous consequences that could arise if Starmer has darker secrets than anyone could have imagined. What if this disclosure is just the first in a series of leaks aimed at his systematic destruction?
Here, the whole staging of that announcement, that Christmas lockdown announcement, which was made to look as if it came from Keir Starmer's own house, but was in fact filmed in Ali's house. What's that all about? You know, I don't get that. There's clearly an attempt to deceive there. That's what that was. It was stage setup. And then as for the weird stay supposedly during GCSEs, I mean, Keir Starmer in his moronic, robotic voice, rich of us wouldn't have done that, all parents would do that. Well, actually, no, they wouldn't.
Oakeshott's reputation as an expert in strategic planning is certainly impressive, and she has already hinted that this is just the beginning. And what happens to the public? She doesn't intend to stay in the shadows. Starmer's popularity is rapidly collapsing, and this worries everyone. Polls show that Labour is losing ground, and this is happening against the backdrop of a growing lack of confidence. A real storm of indignation is breaking out on social networks. People with a wide variety of political views are not shy to ask uncomfortable questions and demand answers.
For government, I mean, probably the single greatest problem facing our country, apart from our complete inability to grow the economy, and these two things are linked, is the illegal immigration crisis. Now, if they were so ready for government, how is it that they didn't have any plan of how to stop the boats?
And well, they did have a plan. They were going to smash the gangs, but they seem to have, they don't really say that anymore. So I presume they've given up on that. Instead, they've decided to go and do a deal with the European Union instead, which they never said they would do, because they said they were going to smash the gangs. Everything they've said has turned out to be complete.
What else is Starmer hiding? For many voters, this scandal has become not just another sensation, it is a real disaster, a turning point that can change everything. The leader, who was once considered a formidable rival for Labour, now looks like a serious obstacle, and the opposition is happy to take advantage of this opportunity. This scandal opened the door for Starmer's political opponents, giving them a chance to gain power and influence. Figures like Nigel Farage, known for their ability to deftly exploit moments of political weakness, did not miss their chance and rapidly stepped up, presenting themselves as an escape from the supposed opacity of the Labour Party. Farage, as always, acts quickly and decisively, gathering his base and building influence in the face of political chaos.
He is already extremely unpopular. He is going to become more unpopular. We've got October the 30th coming up. I can't think of what shocking shape Labour are going to be in. And the truth about the matter is that they got in because the Conservatives were hated.
Yeah.
And everything that Labour have done has now reminded everybody why the Tories were in power for 14 years. And somebody like Starmer, a wealthy, he's estimated to be worth 10 million quid, can't even afford to buy his wife's dresses, nor can he even afford, he has to rely on Lord Welly to buy himself a suit. When did we ever have a Prime Minister who ever said, look, mate, I'm a KC, I'm this, that and the other, I can't afford my own glasses? Who ever said that? Nobody ever said that.
There is so much at stake that Starmer's every move comes under relentless scrutiny. The pressure on him is growing by the minute, and his leadership is becoming more vulnerable. Even if he manages to weather this tempestuous storm, his ability to restore trust both within the party and among voters remains in great doubt. Isabel Oakeshott's revelation set off a chain of events that seems unstoppable, and it became clear that this scandal would not be hushed up. Constant leaks of information and rumors of new revelations forced Starmer to take a defensive position, and time is inexorably running out. Critics paint a bleak picture of his leadership, accusing him of running a campaign based on empty promises rather than real action. His image as an honest man now hangs in the balance, as voters and even some Labour MPs begin to see his inability to solve internal crises as a sign of weakness. Many in the party feel betrayed, not only because of the secrets revealed, but also because Starmer did not show determination at the most critical motives. The calls for transparency are getting louder, and the longer he delays with clear answers, the more his authority is undermined. Every delay only makes the situation worse, and time is not working for him. What do you think about this video? Share your thoughts in the comments. See you